This is question 18 on Edexcel's paper 2 from the higher tier from 2020, and it's a question where we've got a cone, part of which has been painted, and what we've got to try and do is find the area of the unshaded part of the cone. So we've been given this formula here, which is the curved surface area of the cone is pi RL, and L is actually the slant height there, and R is the radius. And so we've been given some information that the base diameter of the cone is 20, and the height of the cone, or sorry, the slant height of the cone is 25, and that the point at which it's been painted is actually 10 centimeters up the side there. So we've got to use a bit of similar triangles in this calculation, so we can consider that we've actually got two cones. So the smaller one there is going to have a slant height, which is going to be this 25 minus the 10 centimeters. So that's going to have a slant height of 15. And this is the bit that's been painted. And then if we consider it before it was painted, well, we know that this is 25 centimeters. And we know that since the diameter there is 20, actually the radius itself is going to be 10. And one of the things we need to be able to find is what the radius of the smaller cone is going to be. So we've got similar shapes here, and we need to find the scale factor from moving from the big one to the small one there. And we can do that by taking the length on the smaller shape there, which is the 15, and dividing it by the length that corresponds to it on the larger shape. So 15 over 25. So this will give us the scale factor, which will then enable us to find from any length on the big shape there, the corresponding length on the small shape. So if we just simplify that, we can see we get 3/5, just cancelling top and bottom of the fraction by 5 there. And so if we want to find this distance here, which I'm going to call R, then all we've got to do is times this 10 here. So 10 by the scale factor, which is 3/5. So if we do that, the 10 is going to cancel with the 5 there, and that's just going to become 2. And so we'll end up with that R is actually equal to 6 centimeters. And the good thing about that is that will now allow us to work out the curved surface area of the painted cone on top, the smaller cone. And so we can use this formula, which is pi RL. So if we do that, pi RL is going to be just substituting in the values. So pi is still pi, and then R is going to be 6, and L is the slant height, which is 15. So if we work all that out, what we get is 6 times 15 is 90, so that's 90 pi. So this is the small cone. If we now work out what the large cone is, again it's pi RL. And if we substitute in the values, then we can see we've got pi, just stays as pi again. The radius there is 10. And we're multiplying that by the slant height, which is 25. And so if we times all that together, we're going to get 250 pi. And now the part of the question which we've got to answer is we've got to work out what the curved surface area of the cone that's not painted grey is. So that's all this bit at the bottom, and that's actually just the big one minus the small one. So this area here is 250 pi minus 90 pi. And if we work that out, it's 160 pi. And since the question asks us to find it as a multiple of pi, we've actually done it because that's in terms of pi. So that's our final answer. So I hope that's been helpful to you. And if it has, please give our video a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.